Madre mia, tío. We lost to Osasuna. Osasuna, I'm not okay. I need someone to tell me I'm okay.
You are not okay, Rafa. None of us are. And judging by the Reddit threads this morning, neither are about 130 other people who apparently also didn't sleep last night.
Let's just start with the thing everyone is screaming about. Mbappé at center forward. Again, not working. Again. There was one clip going around of the Camavinga cross, and someone in the comments wrote, and I'm quoting this exactly, Mbappé just stops altogether and then throws his arms up in frustration. That's not a striker. That's a man having an argument with gravity.
And here's the thing. That fan is not wrong. You watch that clip and it's almost confusing because your brain expects him to attack the space and instead he just opts out. It's like he's filing a complaint with the universe rather than scoring a goal.
And people are saying he shouldn't have even played, that he's carrying a knock on his knee and it's visibly affecting him. One fan put it really bluntly. He honestly shouldn't have played yesterday. He's not 100% and it shows. And honestly, hard to argue with that when you watch the highlights.
There's a more uncomfortable comparison being made in the fan base too, and I think it's worth saying out loud. Someone pointed out that Cristiano completely reinvented his game after his knee injury, became more of a penalty box striker, stopped relying on pace, adapted. And the take was that Mbappé doesn't have the mental fortitude to make that adjustment. Not yet, at least.
Vamos, that is a brutal comparison. Ronaldo is the gold standard for mental strength in this sport. That's not a fair bar to set for anyone, but I also understand why fans are going there, because when your 9 doesn't crash the box, doesn't hold up play, and doesn't finish, you start asking serious questions.
The structural problem is what worries me. One comment that really stuck with me said it simply, Mbappé just can't play the 9, and we can't sub out Mbappé or Vini. That's the trap. You've got your 2 most expensive attacking players, and they're essentially incompatible in their current forms, and neither of them can be dropped. That's not a hot take. That's a tactical prison.
Which brings us to Vinicius, because, Tio, Vini was doing everything out there, and the fans noticed. Someone wrote, we can't waste this Vini bounce back, and honestly, that's the energy. He's been on a run of form recently, and it feels like the rest of the team isn't keeping up with him.
There was this beautiful, slightly absurd observation doing the rounds. The situation of Mbappé not crashing the box for a tap-in was so bad that Vinicius, the same player who used to get roasted for never being in the right place for tap-ins, was forced to crash the box himself. The fans were simultaneously laughing and crying about it.
It's poetic in the worst way. The guy we used to beg to get in the box is now the guy getting in the box because the actual striker won't. Que barbaridad. This is where we are.
And look, Vini deserves credit for adapting. He read the situation, he did the ugly work, he tried to compensate, but you can't build a functional attack around one player, covering for another player's psychological or physical limitations. That's not sustainable.
Okay, let's talk about something that's been building in the fan base for a few weeks now, the Ancelotti grief. And yes, I'm calling it grief, because that's what it is. People are going through the stages.
It's fascinating to watch in real time. There's a comment that perfectly captures the mood. Someone said that any manager in the world will be unlucky to be the next manager after Carlo, because he was like your favorite teacher at school. Everyone loved him, and whoever comes next is going to be unfairly compared to him forever.
And then there's the revisionism being corrected in real time too, which I love. Someone pushed back on the people who used to say Carlo was just a clueless old man carried by individual brilliance, and they said Carlo created miracles in the 23-24 season. And they're right, that Champions League run was not an accident. That was man management and tactical flexibility at the highest level.
Context matters here though. Ancelotti had Cruz conducting the orchestra, Modric as the heartbeat, Carvajal bombing forward, Militão dominant at the back. He had an infrastructure of experienced winners. Arbeloa has inherited a squad in transition with more teenagers than a youth hostel.
Fair point, but the broader fan sentiment isn't just nostalgia. It's a genuine question about whether Arbeloa has the tools to manage big personalities and difficult situations. Someone brought up Carlo managing Gattuso back in the day as evidence of his people skills, and the implication was, Xabi Alonso, for all his intelligence, maybe lacked that experience in the dressing room.
Which is an interesting and generous reading of what happened. The less generous reading is that when results go bad, the manager gets the blame regardless of context. But I do think Arbeloa is being asked to do something very hard. Manage a squad where the biggest star is physically compromised, and the tactical system is built around that star performing at full capacity.
Now, Mastantuono, Because the Argentina press is apparently going absolutely wild about this, and honestly, the fans over here are picking up on it too. The headline is basically that they think we're killing him by not playing him, and he'll end up at some small club. Some small club. This kid is 16.
Okay, so for context, Mastantuono barely features for Arbeloa at Castilla. And with the Finalissima and the World Cup on the horizon, the Argentine media is getting anxious about his development. And even one of our own fans noted that Güler, who is already in the first team, hesitated when Mastantuono made a run, like he was confused about why he was even there. That's not a great sign for his integration.
The Güler thing is funny and sad at the same time. Even Güler hesitated like, wait, why are you there? That's the quote, and I think it speaks to a bigger issue. This team, from Castilla to the first team, doesn't feel cohesive right now. There's no shared identity.
There was one comment that went beyond the individual players and said something I've been thinking about all morning. The fan said the problem isn't missing Ronaldo, or Ramos, or Kroos, or Modric. It's missing men. Players who have the hunger to be the absolute best. And right now, what we have are kids who haven't developed that yet.
That one hit different, I'm not going to lie, because it's not an attack on any individual player, it's a cultural diagnosis. Leadership, hunger, that killer mentality, those things don't just appear because you put on a white shirt. They get built over time through winning and losing together.
And it takes someone to install that culture, whether that's a manager, a captain, a senior player. Someone has to be the carrier of that DNA. Right now, I'm not sure who that person is in this squad. And I think that uncertainty is what's really unsettling the fan base more than any single result.
Right. Losing to Osasuna hurts, but losing your identity, that's the thing that keeps you up at night. Hala Madrid, tío. We'll be back. We always come back.
We'll see. Come back tomorrow when either something has improved or Rafa has fully lost his mind. Either way, it'll be entertaining. Hala Madrid.